Hi.
Feels like I've been talking a lot.
Oh, look, my nails moving. Look, look, look. It's even changing the nails. Look.
Can you explain on this bits, and I will just have a sip of water. And by sip of water, I meant wine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So, wine. Your wine is so clear. So, Tanya, you need to drink vodka like that.
Yeah, I guess
all English-speaking people think that we drink vodka like that, and beers are walking behind us. So where is your beer, Tanya? Where is your beer? Where is your pet? Where is the beer?
You made everyone laughing. Talk about bits, Anna. Let's talk about vodka later.
Okay. I'm sorry I don't have beer and I don't have vodka, but I can speak. So anyway, what's here? What we have, the beads here we have, they all tapered. They have all rounded shape. And right here we have Amazon bead. I love Amazon beads. You know why? Because I want to show all of them to you. They are just, I mean, definitely the best. If you want to show bad and good beats, you can compare Amazon beats with our beats and to see the difference. So the people, which is cool, you know, because of yesterday I had one of our salon clients was asking me, she said she has a esthetician license and she wanted to buy beats from us and she wanted to buy e-files to perform her e-file pedicure at home while she's waiting, you know, on us, like during quarantine. And since I'm worried about her feet, you know, and I'm worried about her cuticles, I didn't sell it to her. I explained to her, I don't know if she joins this live today, but she wanted. And I showed her the difference because she was asking me about Amazon beads. She was like, you know what, I can buy Amazon beads and I can do it. Why you don't sell, you know, why do you want to sell it to me? So that's the reason why I don't want to sell it to you, okay?
It's a professional product, right? Professional can be sold only for professionals. That's what my thoughts about it. So I wouldn't sell, I would take responsibility as well.
Okay, so look at this. So first of all, the bead, see, it's not even, it has like deep hole inside on top, so it's not even
like this way.
So yeah, it's not even even. So again, this is two wide bits, like two wide bits. Like it can be even more narrow than this one, but anyway, all two wide bits. So look, again, just remember how many times your bead spins, right? So when you work on the nail plate to trying to exfoliate the cuticles, stretched keratinized tissue, what's stretched over the nail plate here, right? And how many times it's gonna spin? How many? It means that so many times it will overfile your nail plate, right? And always remember about the how wide your bead is. Then wider your bead, then more surface, right? It's touching. So two wide beads we are not really using. I mean the beads like with the top, like smooth top. Like some of the beads can be used wide beads, but everything is depending on how much, you know, how much, like the amount of the surface you're touching during the process of.
It's about control, right? You're
talking about the angle.
Like, kind of like control. Like you have to control each angle, each part, each position. Right, so and with like a medium-sized bits, not a big one, it is
medium
easier to get into control.
So that's we have here. If you will see it on my website. So we have here. This is a frost bead. This is taper M. We have taper S. This is taper S and M, meaning the size. So small size and medium size, right? And to me, if you see it right here, this one is more white than this one. So you see it? So and this one is a little shorter. So again, the surface that, let me take it, we're working with, right? Look at the surface of the bead. So diamond is everywhere. You have diamond is everywhere here, right? But we do not work with a whole bead, with the whole surface on the nail plate, right? What we work with, we work, do you see the amount, the surface?
Not exactly. I can't really see. Maybe if you try to flick the camera, it's going to be better. And once you
see, let me see. So this,
like 1/3 of the bit, right? The working zone of the bit.
The working zone, yes. So right now we have working zone of the taper, taper M. Do you see
like
it?
About what, 2 millimeters, is it?
No, it's not even 2. It's like 3 millimeters probably. See? Same here. Just this one is a little shorter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about, yes, about like 3 millimeters. 3, yeah, like 3 millimeters.
Yeah, 2-3 millimeters is the working zone of the bit. You can't
Yeah.
use completely, because it all depends on the position of the bit and your nail, right? Because
Yeah,
your nail has
and the
its
angle.
own arch, right? So
Yep.
and you have to be in maximum in contact with the nail plate.
Parallel.
The question the lady asked 2 times, Anna, I want to read this one. Cuticle bits can be used on natural manicure and for gel nails when doing cuticle work. I guess it's a question. Cuticle
Yes,
bits.
they can be used for both. They can be, that's like, we in both situations we have cuticles. So, yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she is asking about like those bits can be used on gel product. Sometimes, yes, if you get with your product a little bit closer to the skin and you want to clean that up, you can definitely use
Yes.
your diamond bit. It's a good idea. It's going to be a little bit handier even if you would use the file because it's tinier and you can get closer and get that product off. So you definitely can do that if that's the question. If the question is
Like, for example, so tiny bit like flame beads we have, or we have like sharp beads with a sharp point, right? Then we can go on the sides if your product leaked on the cuticle a little bit, right? Like, for example, it happened.
yeah, contact.
But,
Yeah, contact with the skin. Yeah, definitely. It
yeah,
happens. We all do mistakes, and those little things they shouldn't upset you really much. You always
yeah, but just remember that if you use your diamond bits for cuticles on the product, you cause dullness faster.
Mm-hmm.
So just remember, if you can separate them, it's going to be a good idea to separate the bits, because of the bits you use for products, they will dull faster. The bits what you use on the skin, they will do like dull way, it will cause a little dullness.
Yeah. What I usually do, once I buy a fresh new bit, diamond bit, I work on the skin, on the nail plate. And with the time, when I see it's got dullness a little bit more, I just leave it for a product use, right? I just store it in a different container, and I know, or yeah, I can mark even with a little bit of gel or something, like, I put a gel on the bottom.
Yep.
So I know this bit is working with the gel product, or working with the gel product. Yeah, so that's pretty good. So you don't want to use it on the skin again. So
yeah, so don't use it on the skin again, because of you're gonna think that it's still sharp enough,
yeah.
to.
There is a question for begin. What can I buy? A good question. I would suggest, first of all, to take classes so you know exactly what kind of bit works perfectly on each step, like working with the nail plate, working in lateral folder, proximal folder, or with the skin. Yeah, so it is great idea. But if you've done the e-file manicure class before, and if you know how to work safe, so I would probably use one of the Anna showed. It's a tiny one with the rounded edge. I can't remember the names. I'm sorry.
The ice cream bit.
Or for example, that cone that Anna shows as well. It's
the ice cream cone bit.
Yeah.
The ice cream cone bit is good. It's safe. Make sure you're not poking the nail, okay? Like, if you want to try it on yourself, not on the clients, please. Not on the clients. I don't want you to risk your clients and to cause them to go to call their insurance,
Yeah.
So they will cause a lot of problems to you. So anyway, yeah, the bit we have here, this is a cone bit. It's amazing bit for sidewalls, for cuticle cleanup, right? For lifting the cuticle. It has a little bit different diamond on top, so it will not cause over filing, but at the same time, do not go deep. What we're doing is just lifting the cuticle and cleaning the sidewalls. It is actually so good bit. It has perfect size. The bit.
it's not as sharp actually as the flame bit, which is gives you a little bit more safety.
Yep, I'll show you flame bits close to this.
I like both. I like both, honestly. Like cone works perfect for me, and flame works perfect for me. And like my
this is cone, this is flames.
Yeah, my students know how to work safe way in with any of those bits. So the only thing is we want you pay attention on the angle of the bit, right? So you don't want to drill, because we all know that bits are rotary tool, right? Like once it's rotating, it makes furrows and grooves, right? So you don't want to lift it way too up. So you want to hold that working zone that we mentioned earlier, like 2-3 millimeters, like maximum attached to the nail plate, maximum in contact, right?
Parallel to that area where you working it.
Yeah, definitely. So that's what I'm trying to give you that idea. Anna, there is a huge mistake. I've seen a lot of videos. I can't call them professional. You know, when it's a lot of mistakes working with the lateral folder. It's like over-filing the lateral folders or group. And can you give us an idea why it's happening? You can even flip the camera if you want. I don't know if it's handy.
I'm not sure because we are 50-50, the screen is 50-50.
Oh, so you can't?
Flip the camera. Who? I can flip it. I thought I turned.
Yeah, maybe
you will see my light. Hold on.
Okay,
Let me. And it's not gonna be. It's not when we share the screen. It's not gonna be. Really.
Oh, it's not gonna work. Okay.
It's not the quality of the screen is. You know, it's different when you because if I have phone, what's like have like little camera. But...
No worries. Just show us how to work correctly in the lateral folder, because this is one of the huge mistakes, and it's a lot of causing overfiling in the lateral grooves. And once the nail is growing.
See the size. So what she means. What she means. My nail is growing.
Wait a second. You're blurry a little bit. Wait a second. You're blurry.
So she means the sides, right? The lateral sides. So that's our side walls, right? And the nail. So what we do during e-file, we are exfoliating the dead skin, not between the nail inside, right? And people call it, in Russian, it sounds like точки в роста, okay? In Russian, it sounds like...
Best point. Or
the point of the nail is ingrowing, they call it. So, which is, I'm not agreed with, right? We don't have ingrown nails. We have, that's the natural shape of the nail, where nail is growing. Yeah, it can be blurry. Like it can be blurry. It's not about like, I'm not trying to show you now the technique. I'm trying to explain it to give you ideas so you understand how it works. So I understand. It's not technique. If I would show you technique today, I would use a little bit different, you know, I just will change the angle and it will be like one screen, because when we have two screens, it loses the quality. So what's happening right now here? So you can imagine, right? You're picturing the side walls. We have lateral nail folds, right? So we have proximal nail fold, we have lateral nail fold.
Once you show, I'm gonna draw.
Oh yeah, perfect. So now you're doing, okay. We switched. So what's happening right here? The sides, right? Side wall of the nails. And where the nail is attached to the soft tissues, right here in between, inside, where the nail groove is. People try to file it so deep with sharp bits inside to make it cleaner, but what they're doing, they are just over filing the nail, and then it can cause ingrown nail even, because we will have the corner left here, right? This will be over filed. We will have the corner, and after we cause the pressure, yep, the corner will poke the skin here. That can cause ingrown nail. Also, what's changing? It's changing the shape completely. It's changing the architecture of the nail. So your nail will break faster, can break faster. It's just changing that. So you will lose your C curve, right? The shape. You will. It changes the arches. Yep, exact. So see the bead we have. So the bead. Imagine the bead. Like if you work with a flame. Right? I will explain on two different bits. So we work with the flame. The flame bead, has a flame shape, right? Like this shape. So what's happening here, I'll take the wider flame so people can see what I mean. So this is wider flame, right? So you can see it a little bit better. This is our nail. And what we doing, we are turning it parallel on the area, right? Like to the half of the bit, right?
Yeah.
And then we can clean it, right? A little bit. And what we're doing, we clean it just a little bit so we don't have the dead tissues here. But we don't need to go under.
Yeah, so basically what Anna is trying to say that the dip is the tip, the bit. The bit is only
The point.
The tip of the bit is only touching the nail plate, only just like a guide. The nail plate is a guide. And it's not drilling the nail plate, right? So you basically clean the lateral folder, the side walls.
The same as here. We have the why I like this bead probably for beginners and for people who are not sure in their techniques. This, I mean, even for professionals, okay, I'm fine. I love this bead. Even I use it. I know I can work with any bead, but still I can use it. I love this bead. So what's happening here? This bead doesn't have the thick belly in the middle, right? It's all even and wide. So it's kind of a little bit easier for people because of it's already lays down here automatically.
And it's flat, right? It's flat. It's not a rounded, so it's like a perfect position on the nail plate. It's kind of like you can hold it really good. Or
so more focused on the skin. Yes, hello. Yes, it is definitely focused only on the skin.
Yeah.
Only on the skin. So that's never on the nail plate. Yeah. So the goal of e-file to e-file the dead skin. We're not filing the eponychium. We're saving some amount of the protection of our matrix, which is part of the cuticle, right? Eponychium we're saving. So the bacteria is not going inside, not entering our body, right? And we are saving the nail plate. So we are not overfiling the nail plate. That's
Sally.
Hi.
Yeah, yeah, and very important actually to understand and to learn the nail anatomy and the skin anatomy to really understand what kind of part of the skin you're working with, right? Most of the time you can easily overfile the skin and the skin will build more calluses, will produce more cells to protect. We have to be careful with the skin. The skin is our biggest immune system. It's the
biggest organ of our body.
The biggest organ and the biggest immune system. Skin is actually first who facing the pathogens, the bacteria, the viruses, and everything. So it is very important to care the skin properly. Okay, so it is important to understand what kind of skin you're working with, and we are not allowed to work with living tissue. We are not allowed to work with raw open skin. We're not allowed to work with kind of atopic dermatitis or any skin
signs of infection. Yep.
Infection and stuff like that. Okay,
question. If a client comes to you with anecholysis of the side walls, what can you do? So that's what can cause, right? So the overfiling of the side walls, like when we go underneath of the nail, we can damage it, and it can cause separation of the nail bed from the nail plate. So it causes anecholysis basically. And so when your client comes to you, what are you doing? You need to remove the anecholysis. You need to clean it, because of that's the place where bacteria can go inside and sit there, right? So what we're doing, we just removing all anecholysis and extending the nail there, right? So we can just make the not probably, for sure. What we can do, we just will create new nail on that area, depending on the amount of the anecholysis, how much, how big.
It depends on what kind of anecholysis is and how big it is. Actually, we are not the doctors. We can't give you. We can't give our clients the recommendation. The only recommendation what we need to do is saying like you see a doctor, because doctor can prescribe. There are some little things that helps anecholysis, and the nail plate is coming back to normal pretty good with no issues, but you have to be, we are not a medical
so what I wanted to say, in Canada, so why are we talking about different things? Because in Canada, it is, I mean, it's restricted, right? So you cannot work on with onycholysis. In US,
no, we can't work with any kind of issues with the nail plate and skin. If something is kind of worry us, right? Like makes us look suspicious for us, we have to send to see a doctor. And onycholysis is also one of the things that we are not allowed to work. So
okay, so in US we can, so that's different, because in US we cannot work with signs of infection, same as you guys. But if we see onycholysis and we see that the nail is transparent, so basically we learn it, right? So we know how it looks when it doesn't have signs of infection, signs of bacteria, like bacterial infection. So when it's clean, and then we can work right with that. But
definitely if it's just a little bit like tiny one, you know, like when the free edge looks not even, the smile line looks not even, but just a little bit of wave, definitely you can file the free edge. It's not going to cause you really big issues. But if you see onycholysis, like you really see that big separation, the nail plate separates from the nail bed, you definitely need to send to your doctor, because there are some things that might be concerned, like it might be even inside, you know, it's not even because of overfiled nail plate or like your client hit her nail. It's something maybe inside if it's like a bigger issue. So I wouldn't take a risk, you know.
So we just need to see, you know, like to me, I would need to see, like I need to see before I'm talking about it, because if it's like from the middle of the nail, like everything is depending on
the side, you know, because of the pressure. For example, like I'm writing a lot because
like if you write like with your finger here, you have pressure from the pen. So like you use pusher, you hold pusher all the time, and you use a lot of pressure. So everything is depending on, like it can cause also
and onycholysis can
mistakes.
be caused, mistakes. Onycholysis also can be caused because of you know, sometimes our client come with a wider nail plate and they kind of like ask, oh, can you make it a little bit narrow,
Shaping, right?
Please shape it. And you kind of like trying, you go to the stress point, those like right stress point where the stress area, and trying to file like if you know,
absolutely,
trying to file, make it narrow, and definitely can be caused onycholysis on the side nail,
on the side wall, the side of the nail plate. It can really cause, because of the nail plate will be super thin, it can cause damages. So that's for sure. And I wanted to talk about the, I cannot tell you that it's mistake. It's not a mistake. You can use those beads. I was showing the beads from online, and you can see them on different tutorial videos. They are pumice stone bead, and one is the silicone bead. It's not like a mistake to use them. It is mistake. It is porous product. So I'll start from the beginning, right? These beads are porous. So if you want to use them once, it would be cool. Or if you want to use, like even, you know, I wanted to say you want to use it on yourself all the time and sterilize and disinfect them, but I would not say it because of, again, from the air, from like bacteria can go from everywhere and sit inside of the porous product, so we cannot really do it. So to me, I would not recommend you to use it on the clients all the time, like because of, again, they are porous. So the skin, the products of the skin, the dust, right? Everything can sit inside. So even when you wash it with tap water after disinfection solution, you still, like it can still be left inside, and it can cause even allergies on clients. So it's just something to think about it, right? And again, I'm not using it on clients. To me, diamond kits are the best because of they can be sterilized in different ways.
Disinfect and sterilize properly.
Everything, cleaned, disinfected, sterilized in different ways, and they can be reused.
Anna is not going to convince you, you know, quitting using those polishers or stuff.
So you can use.
She's just trying to say that diamond bits or carbide bits are like you have an ability to disinfect it and sterilize in a proper way, like 100%.
This one, yes. This one is like you can use it on yourself once. You can use once on client. It just will cost you more to use. They are cheaper than the good diamond, way cheaper.
Yeah.
But
Anya,
you can use it once. Normal.
Anya, we have a couple more things to go. Like, do you want me to move to the abrasive of the bits, or?
Yes, you can. Let's, you know, because if we're really tight, I see the time and then I need to leave too.
I
So
know.
we can talk about abrasives. Let's talk about.
Then, yeah, and then I have another one to say about the how to hold the client hand, and that's probably it, because I think we've talked quite a bit. So let's move to the abrasive of the bits.
Yes, okay.
So what I want to say that choosing the abrasive, right? Like we already talked about the diamond and carbide. What's the difference? We use carbide mostly for removing the product, and diamond bits mostly for performing manicure, right? Removing cuticle from the nail plate and working with the dead tissue or keratinized tissue was this on the skin. But it is actually very important to make a right choice on the abrasive, how much particles it has, and I think Anna is would share about abrasive more.
Okay.
Are you trying to?
I will draw it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna turn my.
Yeah, you can take it. Depending on the skin, I feel like somebody's holding me, carrying me. Depending on the skin you work with, is it like a thin, sensitive, tender? If it's skin that is very easy and to rip, for example. Hi, Marina. Thanks for joining us. Or is it a pretty tough, kind of like a rubbery skin, you know, pretty tough man's skin? Or is it dry skin as well? It's same as the nail plate. You know, it's all depends what kind of skin you work, what kind of cuticles you work. If it's like a lot of cuticles.
That's the outer layer, our stratum corneum layer. So you need to learn anatomy before you start working. So you will know how many layers in the skin, what layer you're working with, like what diamond you need to choose.
Yeah.
Depending
I feel
on
like I'm in
the
school
type.
right now.
Huh?
I like it. I feel like I'm in a school right now. I like it.
Hi, today is, I remember when I was like in my,
Monday. It is Monday.
today is, I'm sorry, I got lost in time. So today is Monday and nice to meet you. I don't know, like to be honest, I remember who is on duty today. That's what I remember in my school in Ukraine.
Yeah, okay, let's move to the,
So anyway.
Share us how actually, what's the difference between the medium, fine, the coarse, how can I make, yeah.
Okay, let's start. So the beads about diamond. Always remember, every brand has different diamond shape. That's what I wanted to say from the beginning. Let's start, right? So even we have the same international marks, which means different abrasives. Also, just remember, diamond cut will be different. Even you buy blue and blue, red and red, they never gonna be the same. Right? So, for example.
Oh, I'm not sure if I can see.
I don't see it too because that's a bad marker.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, guys.
You know what I'm gonna do? I don't know. I will lower a little bit the light so you see it a little bit better.
Can you make it bigger? Can you try to make it bigger?
You know what I'm gonna do? I just will change the angle.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Yeah.
Okay, that's the bit we have, for example. And the diamond can be different cut, right? This cut, right? Different shape. So all like this. So doesn't have any corners. All like this, right? All mixed. So the cut can be different. That's basics. And I'm talking about if we have like beads without the corners, means they are from China. So it means that they will not catch any skin.
Just a low quality bit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's like a low quality bit.
Yeah, thank you so much. So because of low quality bits, yeah, they can be even from Russia. Okay, so little secret. They can be from Russia. So I'm not even, that's about the manufacturer, yeah. So look at this. So it's not gonna catch, it can catch like super dry skin. It can catch in some times, yes, it can catch. But normally it's
But
not.
you would probably have to rub. You would have to
And
rub
you will
the
need
skin.
to use a lot of pressure. So normally it's not working for us. So if it's like super sharp, like super sharp, in some like thick skin, like outer layer, in some situations it can work, but it can scratch, right? Especially if the diamond cut is different size, like we have so big size and so small diamond size, it can sometimes overcut. So it's about the manufacturing. But about difference, from the softest bit, we have the yellow. This is going to be my light. Let's start from the softest bit. This is going to be my yellow. It's actually the green one, light green, so yellow.
Okay.
Yellow is going to be like ultra soft, right?
Yeah, ultra fine. Yeah, ultra
fine, ultra soft. Bit, what's usually good for polishing skin, right? But make sure you are not trying to catch some.
It's not gonna work. Yes, it's definitely not gonna work with the skin. It's going to be plucked with the skin pretty fast. It's not gonna do the job. It will probably cause you heat or something. So
Yeah,
it's just
do not try to catch anything.
Yeah, so it's just for polishing purposes.
It's just perfection. It's just to perfect. I just messed up my cheek.
Yeah, you probably all seen those flawless cuticles, like a glossy and shiny cuticles pictures from Russian ladies.
So yeah, it's smoothing already perfect manicure. So we have perfect manicure.
It has to be yeah.
Perfect. It's already perfect, and then we're using this bit, the yellow, not this. The yellow bit we use just to make it so the skin is perfectly polished and it's growing smooth. So
yeah,
in some situations you need this bit, in some situations you don't need this bit. So it doesn't mean you need this bit for all e-files. So next bit is our red.
Yeah, fine. Which is
fine. I'm writing here red so people can see it, you know, that it's red bit. It's fine.
Fine.
Fine bit can be used to exfoliate stretched skin from the nail plate and can be used on the soft diabetic skin, for example, right? So we use it as well, but it's not the common bit we use all the time, right? We use mostly.
I would use the fine bit also on the very dry, sensitive skin.
Yeah, that's like super sensitive, thin skin. I would say thin skin.
Yeah, thin and dry. So just not to overfile the skin, because, like, you know, in dry skin we probably know there is a lack of there is no balance of water and oils, and there's no evident difference between the living tissue and dry tissue. It is very easy to damage the dry or thin skin, so I would rather go with the red as well.
Yeah, and I was talking about this medium. The blue one is medium coarse.
Which one?
The blue one next. The blue one is medium coarse.
Okay.
So medium coarse, it is the most common bit, what we use for e-file manicure. But just remember that different manufacturers have different shape. So they have different shape, right? So means that yes, it is international. We have international size, right? But at the same time, we measure in US. Everybody measures everything in inch. In Europe, we measure everything in centimeters. Meaning that we have different amount of particles attached. I mean, the same particle amount of particles. It's just going to be the size of the particles. So our beads and European beads will be softer than American, right? In US.
I told my husband that is going to be an hour.
Okay, next. I'm gonna be fast because I have 10 minutes. So the green. Please do not use this bit on thin skin. Do not use this bit on cuticles. Only like super bad thick skin can be. So the green bit is a coarse. It's not meant to be used for. It's mostly for pedicures. In some cases, we can use it only sometimes for super thick side walls, for example, for men's manicure who like work with like mechanics who have like super thick skin, or but I'm not really using it for cuticle. I can use it once in a while, but it's not the most common.
Most of the time it's actually on the side walls where the callus can be created. But anyways, don't forget that we are not allowed to remove callus completely, right?
Yes, it's not 100% because if we need to exfoliate the thickness of the callus, but not completely remove it because it's gonna build up faster. The skin is a protective organ from the body. It's gonna trying to protect itself and trying to grow faster.
So it's going to build. It's going to build the callus even more faster. That's what we are trying.
Black. I'm sorry. My phone is dying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have only like a couple % left also, so we're going to finish.
Black bead. So all of those colors are working for carbide beads, for diamond, for all of the beads we use, right? So measurements are the same. So black bead is extra coarse, can be used for picture or for gel polish removal. We never buy diamond beads with a black mark for our skin. Never.
I've seen black, those low quality bits. I've seen the black sphere, the black sphere, and I was kind of surprised that people are actually selling and people are buying the black ring or
screenshot. Yes, you can screenshot.
It was like I was wondering like who actually teaches the technique to using that kind of like a super coarse because it's going to shape. It's going to absolutely shape the skin, which we are not allowed to do. We only can exfoliate the dead keratinized tissue, right?
Yeah,
so
just the layer, what we can work with. That's it. Everything else is living tissues. We never touch the living tissues. It can cause not only overgrowing, right? It can cause damages and traumas to the skin.
Yes.
So please don't do it. It's the same as it's like, but it can cause, about e-file. It's not only about e-file. It's about pusher, which is like normal.
Any manicure procedure, e-file, pusher, product.
Nippers can be same. Like it's just about everything. Just your goal needs to be to perform safe manicure, to make it look clean, to make it look beautiful, but not to dig underneath of the cuticles, not to dig under the nail, because it's basic stuff what everybody needs to learn.
Yeah, definitely. So it's just like really good to understand that the nail plate, we have to care about the nail plate. We have no right to overfile it because it's a good base for the future product application. It's if you have a good nail base, the product is going to last better, right? So we have no right to overfile the nail plate or do any grooves or furrows. That's why I would rather use like a fine to medium abrasive of the bit. With the skin, it all depends on the skin, right? If the skin is tender, if the skin is sensitive, so just choose the right abrasive. And that's what Anna teaches in her class. That's what I teach in my class. We all teach students to work correctly, to work in a safe way, in a gentle way.
Exactly. That's what we try to carry to our clients. We try to carry the right knowledge so people will understand that. It is the e-file actually is more essential than the regular manicure, right? Because of it's like we do not use the harsh products to soften the cuticles. We do not use water to soak anything, right? So it's like it's way safer. If you work smart, you work fast, you make money, right? So you need to work smart. You need to think about not only your money, also not only about your pocket. You need to think about clients because they are same humans and they are same smart as us. So they can Google. They know about everything. They are not just people who just come in.
And because of lack of knowledge of people are watching educational video on YouTube of some bloggers, which people think that they are educators. I don't want to be like, you know, talking really badly, but because of this, we see a lot of damages of proximal folder of here. A lot of damage on the nail plate and the proximal folder, and then clients get a little bit scared too, you know, because of manicure procedure. But it's all depends on how much knowledge you have, what speed you are choosing, what abrasive you are choosing. Like, it's all very, very tight and depends.
Yeah, so, okay, guys. My timing, I see that I really need to, I need to.
Remember to save it, okay?
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I'm sorry I interrupted you, but I really, really need to leave. And thank you again.
Yeah, Anya, let's give 5 minutes for a question, and that's probably will be done.
And I'm gonna give you discount.
Oh, okay, good.
Hold on, I need to move. Okay.
Yeah.
You read questions.
You read questions. Yeah, once Anya is working on discounting, I'm going to share with you one more mistakes. Actually, what I noticed quite a bit. So when you work with client, make sure you see client's hand right here, like on front of your eyes, okay? Don't work when the client hand is pretty low, because you won't be able to see it properly. So make sure to hold client's hand really, really high. Okay, here's the discount. No, it's not working.
You're going to,
is it sent you 10?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're going to our website. It's gonna be. I will write it. Right.
Oh, thank you, girls. Thanks, Philo. I'm itching to come to Montreal again. I know I have so many students are waiting, and Manitoba as well. I've seen girls from Manitoba. Once we all clear with the situation, I'm 100% sure that Anna is reopening the school again, and I can't wait to come to see my beautiful ladies.
It's let me do it this way.
Okay, so just remember, it's thank you, Tam.
And you can take a screenshot of that so you see the beats, right?
Yeah, it's great now. Yeah.
So you can take a picture of that, and you will see this is a discount code to Amelina, Paraiso.com.
Can you write it down as well?
No, because if I can have it here.
Okay, a little bit closer. Oh, yeah, that's great. That's great. You can screenshot it.
See?
Yes, and there is a code. If you can see, it's called Thank You 10 for 10% for Anna's website, which is great.
And yeah, it's just for our bits only, not for luxury, not for excellence.
I work with her bits, and I know what kind of quality she offers, so it's great.
Okay, guys, I really need to run.
Is it better to work on dry skin or wet skin? It is always easier to work with dry skin, definitely.
Yeah, it's always easier. But if you're not sure about wet skin, don't perform it. Take a class for this type of skin.
Moist skin, sometimes it might be very challenging. So you have to know the right technique.
Yeah, moist skin can produce more moist and more and more and more during process. So you need to know how to work with this type of skin, and it's better to take a class how to work exactly with this type of skin. Okay. So you will not catch some extra skin, or you will not, trying to catch skin, not gonna damage the skin layers, like soft, layers.
Okay, girls, I hope you all like our expert talk. You enjoyed this time with us. We really want to thank you, everyone who watched us live, and thank you everyone for being with us with this marathon. I guess we are closing this marathon, right?
Yep.
This is our last live.
Done.
Yeah, and thank you so much. I really appreciate your feedback, your comments, your support to ladies. I know speakers were a little bit nervous. Some of them, it's been the first time for them. So it is very important, that support and that love that you're sending. So thank you so much for watching us.
Thank you so
And
much.
hope to see you. Yeah, hope to see you soon in our classes.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Save the video for me, okay?
I will.
Thanks.